Now let me share some interesting stories about Jatayu's battle with the Lord Ravana as he took Sita towards Sri Lanka. Once again, there's a bit of confusion about where this battle took place. The research on the net tells us first that this battle took place in Kerala, a place now called as Jatayu Mangalam, and apparently there is some indication, some imprints of Jatayu's claws on a stone over there, and there's a national park dedicated to Jatayu over there. And secondly, it's been stated that that battle took place here in Lepakshi, which is on the border of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, and Kerala is way on the west from here. So it appears that more research and collaboration and collaborative work needs to be done to ascertain where this battle took place. And I also like to share with you some stories about Jatayu himself. Jatayu belongs to the Garuda family, descendants of Garuda, and Jatayu's mother was Aruna, and he had an elder brother called Sompati. Sompati rescued Jatayu when he got apparently too close to the sun by protecting Jatayu with his wings, and his wings got singed, and so he did not have use of one of his wings. That's the story. This is a myth. What happened with Jatayu is something which is very, very interesting. It says on the net, as I did my research, that Jatayu herself had witnessed Ravana kidnapping Sita. We already know that Sita was kidnapped in Panchvati, which is a long distance from here. So one would wonder whether Jatayu was in Panchvati itself, and so what had happened in Panchvati, and then he would have followed, or she would have followed Ravana and Sita to Kishkanda, and probably would have seen Sita dropping the jewelry which was found by Sugriva, and finally would have caught up with Ravana over here in Lepakshi or in Kerala. So I think this also needs to be researched further, but the fact is that today the people believe that the battle took place over here, and that's why this statue, and you'll see temples and other structures have been built as a dedication to Jatayu. I will further tell you what actually happened when Lord Ram met up with Jatayu as we progress with the story. The story goes that when Jatayu finally caught up with Ravana, there was a battle, but because Jatayu was getting old, Ravana overcame him and shot him down, and he fell down here on these grounds, and when finally Lord Ram saw him, he was breathing his last breath. But before he died, he handed over Sita Mata's ring, the jewelry given to him by Sugriva. And of course, Lord Ram would recognize Sita Ji's ring. And also, Jatayu told Lord Ram that Ravana had taken Sita Mata down south. So this is where Lord Ram got the direction where to go, and then from here he headed towards Rameshwaram, which is our next and last destination. But the story doesn't end over here. Lord Ram was really emotionally overtaken by the gesture of Jatayu. He gave his life for him, for saving Sita Mata, his wife, and in return Lord Ram granted him moksha. That means that Jatayu went to heaven, or if not heaven, was granted the eternal peace which all the Hindus strive for during their lives as human beings. Next, I'm going to relate the story and the sacrifice of Jatayu to the sacrifices made by the Girmityas, especially the women. Especially the women. And I'm going to tell you about one woman who is remembered and will be remembered in the Girmit history as long as Girmit history is there, similar to the way the gallant effort and sacrifice of Jatayu has been etched in the history of Ramayana and in the mind and hearts of all the people of India, especially all the Hindus all around the world. As I've said, Jatayu's sacrifice, his battle to save Sita Mata, will be remembered forever. And as we are telling the story of the exile of the 1.2 million Girmityas, their sacrifices, their battles are no less inferior than the battle of Jatayu, and the battles fought on behalf of Lord Rama by Hanuman, Sugriva, and the battle fought by Lakshmana and Lord Rama. I would like to share one story with you that will illustrate the sacrifice made by the Girmityas, and that story relates to a Girmitya, a woman in Fiji. Her name is Kunti. Kunti was a young, pretty woman, and she became victim of a white supervisor or Columber, his lust. The story goes that a lot of white supervisors, overseers on the plantations in the Girmit colonies, Fiji and all over the world, they took advantage of the women. Most of the women were young children, and same thing happened to Kunti. But Kunti did not give in. The white supervisor, the Columber, was held by one of their own Indian Sardar, who brought Kunti to the white supervisor. Kunti fought back, freed herself, and she jumped into a river. But she did not drown. There was, like Sugriva and others, who helped Sri Ram to overcome his trials and tribulations, trials and struggles. There was a Girmitya man who saved Kunti. The story was related in an article by Pandit Tota Ram Sanadhyay, which was sent to India, and it was published widely in the newspapers. That was in early 20th century, and the story was read by Srimati Sarojini Naidu, who took up this case along with case of Narayani and many other Girmitya women, and thus began the struggle for the abolition of Girmit. Kunti herself returned to India in 1914. The same year, Pandit Totaram Sanadhyay returned to India. Both joined the anti-Girmit abolition movement along with Sarojini Devi, Annie Besant, Malviyaji, Gokhaleji, and in 1915 they were joined by Gandhi. So, as I relate the story of Jatayu, I felt that I should also relate story of Kunti and thousands of women who battled against the atrocities of the Girmit, the Indian indenture system, along with thousands of Girmitya men, and eventually the Girmit was abolished in 1917, and in 1920 all the Girmityas around the world were freed. So this is story from the sacred place of Lepakshi. Lepakshi means rise the bird. This is what Lord Ram said to Jatayu as he breathed his last breath. Rise the bird, and the bird rose and attained moksha. Next, meet you in Rameshwaram.